Hey, my name's Bonnie, streaming from Awabakal and Warramai Land, and this is The Good Stuff on Newcastle Live.
This is
Good.
good stuff.
The good stuff.
Today, we're having a chat with local comedian Elliott Stewart. We'll also be joined by the phenomenal local singer-songwriter Chloe Gill. But first, it's time to find out what's happening around Newcastle and the Hunter tonight.
The good stuff.
The Kent and Hamilton will host a love ballad-themed karaoke night. Mitch Garling will be supplying the laughs at the Newcastle Comedy Club. It's Thursday night jazz jam with Dave Thompson at the Grand Hotel in Newcastle. And Creative Creatures open mic night is happening at the Lass. To find out more, head to newcastlelive.com.au.
The good stuff. Local musician Chloe Gill hands down has one of the best voices to ever come out of Newcastle. Chloe is about to release a brand new single called Circulated Fantasies. So to chat all about it, it's my pleasure to welcome to The Good Stuff, Chloe Gill.
Hey.
Thanks for
having
joining
me.
us.
Thank you for having me.
No problem
it's nice
at
to
all.
be back.
Yes, it's so good to have you back. So let's go back to the very beginning. For those that didn't listen last time, silly. How did you get into music?
So I've been surrounded by it my whole life. Got music teachers for parents and an older sister who was well into instruments when we were younger. So I've always been surrounded by instruments and music and ensembles from a really young age. And when, through school, I was a part of all the ensembles. I did the choir and the band and everything. My parents were always like, you're going to do it all. And we were like, okay. And honestly, I look back on it now and I'm so grateful for that because those were some of the best moments of my development in music, I guess. I mean, I don't do much of it now with the ensemble stuff, but the development of having that experience of playing with ensembles and playing with other musicians and training my ear to improve my pitch and my knowledge of musical theory and stuff was really beneficial. So I'm very grateful for that. And then as far as the songwriting time goes, that was, towards the end of high school when I started to involve myself with the talent development project in Sydney. And they really pushed me to write. And I had some stuff already written, but no one had ever heard it. And I never had ever played it for anybody, and they kind of forced it out of me, but I'm very glad they did. And I played it, and that day in Sydney, and I was working with Imogen Clark, that day really pushed me to just keep writing for future and forever kind of thing. So that was a very shifting moment for my career, but I've always, to circle back, I've always been in the music environment with my family at home and everything, and I'm very grateful for that.
So when it comes to songwriting, I mean, usually I ask people about their influences, and when I listen to your music, I hear elements of different genres and stuff, but I don't really hear specific influences, if you know what I mean. It's very much your own style.
That's very cool and
brand.
A very nice compliment, because that's always something that I've tried to aim for. Obviously I have artists that I listen to and artists that I've grown up listening to that I will always love and always look up to, always be influenced by people like Joni Mitchell and Missy Higgins, Katie Noonan, Kate Miller-Heidke. Their melody and really artistic and unique approaches to stuff will always really inspire my writing and my approach to writing. But something that I have really strived for a long time is to keep to stay in my own lane and have my voice and my sound be really definitive to me and try and be different from everybody else, because I think it's really hard to break away from the conformity of the music scene. Everyone's trying to make it big. We're all trying to do it. Everybody
It's a hard slog.
Everybody who does music loves it, but it's a freaking grind and it's really hard. So I think that's one thing I've tried really hard to do. So thank you for noticing that, because that's really, really nice. But
How would you describe your sound?
Well, when it comes to Circulated Fantasies, I was working.
This is your new single.
Yeah, so this is the new single coming out, and I guess this is just the freshest thing in my mind at the moment. So I was working with Jack Negro at the Grove Studios, which is where we recorded it, and we worked really, really well together, and we were really, really experimental and creative. I was just talking to you before about like our drum tracking, for example. We never did like a top to bottom, like top and tail, play through with a click. We were, doing body percussion, and we were looping, and we were pulling fills with Brad Reinberger, the drummer, my drummer on the day, and we were really like creative and had so much fun with it. It was like a really organic session that we were just bouncing off each other's ideas. Like, let's try this. Like, that shit we didn't like, that didn't work. Like, we just tried so many different things to have more than enough to like get it the way we wanted it to be, which is how it ended up being. But I guess something like Circulated, I was talking to Jack a little later on in a recent session we did, and we both really feel like it's new, like this sound that we've created. It's really new, it's really fresh, which I think is really exciting for me to be able to be the one that like created that newness in this music that's coming out at the moment. It's like, I don't even really know how to explain it. I think it reminds me of this sort of lullaby, folky lullaby, but it's just like this really organic, natural, very me thing. And then my lyrics are very storytelling, which I love to always take that storytelling approach. I think it just like this song really sums up me as an artist, as a person, and like who I want to be as a musician through my career. So long story short,
that was
I always just go on and on. I could go on and on forever.
Now, in some of the songs that you just played in the warehouse sessions, you played Strange Skin and Lonely Man, and you also have a song called Die Alone, which is already out. I've noticed that you write a lot about like men.
Yeah, that's like, very true, very random. I think I have this like, it's so weird. Lately I've been having these really weird dreams about like a lot of masculine figures, not people that I necessarily know, but like people just, I guess, in my subconscious. But I have this like very influential thing. I guess when I was younger, for example, in school, I always had guys for friends. I have always like steered more towards like being friends with the guys because they were so much easier to get along with. And I have like a lot of older men and guys who I look up to for my music, or like who have been really supportive and really like nurtured me. I don't really know. I think it's kind of cool that I have that juxtaposition. I'm like a young female writing about the male sort of perspective, and I'm trying to bring that femininity into that masculine storytelling. Like, I think that that's really cool. But that's one thing I have noticed a lot is I do tend to write a lot about that. But in sense with that, The Lonely Man and Die Alone and a couple other ones, they're all going to be on an EP, which will be coming out in July-ish sort of time. I mean, it's still being mixed and it's kind of recorded, so it's hard to gauge when at the moment. But it's a concept EP, and it's going to tell the story of this ocean man and his life and when his death and everything, and that's all surrounded by it. So, I mean, I never intended to write it as that storyline and a concept EP, but it flowed that way, and it works that way. And I guess all those songs kind of mash really well together. And then Strange Skin, on the other hand, will be a single that will come out sometime soon as well. That's more a me song, and just kind of feeling comfortable in my own skin and coming back to that, like maintaining my own sound and trying to really stay unique to me. I think that's one thing that I found really hard through high school as well. Everybody else in my year was so different. Nobody else did music. A lot of people used to say things to me about like, why are you doing music? Like, it's so weird, so different. And I was like, because I want to do it, and I want to stay true to who I am and who I've always been with my youth and the way that I've been grown up, and I'm educated with my music and everything. Like, it's such a long story, but something like Strange Skin like really circles back, and I guess like captures me like feeling comfortable again, and like reminding myself every time I play it as well, like that it's okay, and that I'm good like with what I do, and I'm comfortable with being a musician and who I am, and being a young woman in the music industry, and like trying to scratch the surface and break it open, I guess, as well. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Now, you have a show coming up
Yes.
to celebrate this first single
Yes.
that's coming out on the 27th. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so single comes out on the 26th, the following night on the 27th. We're playing at the Grand Hotel, so I've teamed up with Nima. I want to say thank you to Capri as well, who has been so incredibly supportive of this release. So we're playing at the Grand Hotel. Doors are from 7. It's a free show, so all you have to do is be available and just be there and just come and soak up this incredible night that we've got happening for you. So I've got a couple supporting me from the Northern Beaches, Wollongong area, Jack and Georgie. And they're this really beautiful folky duo. They have such a unique sound as well. They're really, really talented and really creative, and I'm really proud that they're able to come to Newcastle and, you know, share their music in Newcastle now, because obviously they're from Sydney. I'm really grateful I can get them on a show. I know Georgie from TDP, she was in the year below me, and we have always been talking about playing a show together, and we finally now have this one, which we get to do, which is good. But yeah, it'll be really cool to have those guys on support, and I'm playing with my band, and obviously Circulated is the song of the night, so we're gonna kind of create our set and our show to be around that sort of vibe of the song, and I'm really looking forward to sharing what we are going to do with all the other songs that you guys will hear on the night around that Circulated vibe. So I'm really excited. It's a free show. Again, all you have to do is be available and just be in the room. You don't even have to eat. You don't even have to drink. Just be there. But no, it's going to be so much fun. And the restaurant's open as well. The bar's open. You can have dinner. You can have a drink or two. And just come and enjoy the vibes. I'm really, really excited. So excited.
Fantastic. And before I let you go,
Yes.
you have just recorded a music video.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes.
It sounds pretty incredible.
Yes, so working with Wanaji, who is super talented, super creative, and I'm sure you've seen his work around Newcastle. He's doing everything with everyone, and it's so amazing. He's super just so great at what he does. He's got these really distinctive style in his approach to the videography stuff, and we teamed up together to create this music video, and I really had this, this circulated fantasy with the song. I wanted to create this fantasy and create this dreamy sort of picturesque, I guess, what I hear when I sing the song in my mind, like the visual in my head when I wrote it and everything, and I just wanted to create that. So I don't want to give too much away from what to expect visually, but it's just this really dreamy, sweet and lullaby. Again, just back to, I really wanted to make sure that the video complemented what you hear, and I wanted to keep it quite simple because the song is very, melodically very busy, and there's a lot happening in the song. So I wanted to make sure that it was just this really simple thing that was there that just really complemented the music as well as we could make it. But Wanaji is a pleasure to work with, and we had such a great time recording and filming together. Yeah, excellent. Well, Chloe, thank you so much for coming in for a chat. Thank you for having me,
and can't wait for your performance on the 27th of May at the Grand Hotel in Newcastle. Be there or be square. Thanks again, Chloe Gill.
Thank you, Bonnie. I'll see you later.
Yo!
Newcastle Live. Newcastle Live.
Local comedian and co-owner of the Newcastle Comedy Club, Elliott Stewart, is about to perform his show Elliott Stewart is Growing Up at the Newcastle Comedy Club this Sunday. So I'm very excited to welcome to the good stuff, Elliott Stewart.
Hey, thank you for having me, Bonnie. What a dream. Look at this one-on-one interview. This is fantastic.
It's a bit weird. Yeah, look, you were with us on the good stuff last year, and you drop in weekly to give us a little comedy snippet.
And this is my first appearance in 6 months, coming in just to, everything's changed. What's happened while I was gone?
I know, a lot's happened.
Oh, unbelievable. But I'll tell you what hasn't changed, how funny I am.
That's true.
If anything, I've gotten funnier. That's
well, thank goodness.
We should scrap all of this. This is a nightmare.
So let's go back to your early days of comedy. Can you tell us, how did you first get into comedy, and how has your style and delivery changed?
Yeah. Well, I started performing stand-up when I was 17. I was still in high school. And now I'm 22. It's been about 5 years since then. And that's what the show's about. It's a great little coming-of-age story about a young boy pursuing his dreams. And now there's a comedy club in Newcastle and a couple other things going on. So it's a good show. I'm really excited with how it's been going. I just did like 3 shows of it at the Sydney Comedy Festival down in Sydney all last week. Very good. Lots of laughs, Bonnie. Lots of people came out. It was a great time. It was a lot of fun.
And was that your first time performing there?
Yeah, dude, so stoked. Yeah, really pleased with how it went. Yeah, my first time. So yeah, it's my first time. You're on stage for an hour. It's like a marathon. Usually, like you're doing spots in comedy, it's only like 5 or 10 minutes. So to do like a whole hour show is it's a long time to be on stage doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah. So how have you put together this show? And can you tell us about some of the moments that within it without giving too much away, obviously?
Of course. I wrote the show over the last year. I kind of sat down. I was like, it's been 5 years. Some people jump into doing like an hour show too early. I didn't want to do that. So I kind of wanted to wait until I was ready and per se. And then I feel like the show has really benefited from that, just from my experience and from like just the stories that have come along the way. The show kind of follows a 5-year timeline of from my first gig to finishing high school and starting an office job, and just a bunch of all little anecdotes that all lead to a theme of growing up. Now I'm 22. I'm a big, confident, strong man that you see in front of me, and bloody hell, yeah. Now I'm no longer a small boy, and that's what the show's about. So it's a very funny show. Come and see it.
And unrelated, but also very related. You've been working out very consistently,
every
right?
day. You gotta.
Every day.
You have to lift weights. Apparently, you have to do martial arts. You gotta go on runs and stuff. It's embarrassing. I don't know what this new lifestyle is.
But your goal has been to become an ant, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Can't they lift like twice their weight?
Yeah,
or
that's
something?
the dream, is to lift like two or 3 times my body weight.
And how are you going?
I'm going really well. I can now squat 100 kilos. That's that's triple digits. That's we're making it. This is the big leagues. It's very heavy and it hurts my knees. No, no. It's a good time. Yeah, just always working out. You know, you gotta lift weights. It's so much fun.
Now we've got to talk about Newcastle Comedy Club. Ooh. You are co-owner. In that with James and Brady.
Shout out.
Yeah, incredible. And look, you guys have been working so damn hard to the point now where you're 2 years in? Is that right?
A year and a half.
In the next week, you have Tom Gleeson coming in.
The man.
For 12 dates.
For 12, Tom Gleeson's doing 12 shows of a Newcastle Comedy Club. Don't even come see my show. Go see that instead. That'll be much better. He is the man. He is the king of Australian comedy. I don't know where we go from here in terms of getting a bigger act. Like Carl Barron is like the next guy.
Yeah.
Is the next, and then I don't even know what after that. But Tom Gleeson, we were really pleased. Yeah, he's doing 12 shows, which is so many.
Amazing.
Here for 2 weeks in Newcastle, just doing shows.
But it's crazy because obviously we've watched the comedy club develop from those very early days.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute testament to what you guys have created to have such an icon coming through and performing so many dates with you.
Best comedy club in the country. You heard it right here. It is the best one around. And word's spreading. Newcastle has its own little thing now. We're really pleased that, Newcastle. It's just a small city above Sydney. And that's all people used to think it is. But now it's something bigger. It's something better.
It's becoming a hub.
It's leveling up.
Yeah.
It honestly is. We have a tram now. People throw rocks at it for some reason. I don't know why. But,
who throws rocks at the tram?
It's me. I keep throwing the rocks at the tram. Slow down.
It can only go 40 kilometres an hour.
Well, it should go faster. No, it's a good time. Newcastle's great now. Beaches are great. Yeah.
What are the ultimate goals now for the Newcastle Comedy Club?
Keep getting more bigger acts. We want to add more shows in the week. Like we're looking at doing like a Wednesday student night show and another open mic on Sundays. The open mic's been crazy on Tuesdays. Honestly, only standing room last night. There was like 80 people in the room just watching open mic comedy, which is ridiculous.
That's amazing.
It's so silly. So yeah. We're really pleased about that, and we want to open more shows. We want to do like stuff on Sundays, like another open mic and stuff like that. We got the space.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. There's no one controlling the space. It's just us. So why not add more shows?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Elliott, any final plugs for your show this Sunday?
Come and see my show at the Newcastle Comedy Club this Sunday. It's at 7 p.m. I'm filming it. I'm gonna make it into a little comedy special.
Be part of this slice of history.
Yeah, you'll be on YouTube.
You'll be on YouTube.
Laugh loud. Come along. Tickets are $20. That's less than minimum wage. You know, come along. Have a good time. It'll be very funny.
Less than minimum wage.
I think so. I think minimum wage is like 21, 33.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I googled it.
Elliott, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Bonnie. Have a great day, listeners.
Yo! Done! Good. Stuff. That's it for the good stuff today. We'd love to say a big thank you to Elliott Stewart and Chloe Gill for spending some time with us today. Coming up tomorrow, we have the live stuff featuring Michaela, Chloe Gill, and Georgie Winchester. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the good stuff.